Stop wasting time when booking your Mexican residency appointment. This is supposed to be an easy step, but it is literally keeping people from living their dream life here in Mexico. But in this video, I'm going to share 2 easy to follow tips that will help make this time-consuming step so much easier. So let's get into it. The absolute first thing you need to do before reaching out to a consulate to make your appointment for a Mexican residency visa is to find out how that consulate accepts appointments. Why is this important? Well, depending on which consulate you plan to apply to, they can accept appointments in 5 different ways. And that includes by email, by WhatsApp automated chat, by phone call, by an online booking system called Mi Consulado, and finally with the Calendly online booking calendar. If you reach out to a consulate the wrong way, 2 things can happen. Number 1, you never hear back from them, or number 2, you start looking for appointments where they aren't posted. This second one literally happened to me. So when I booked my appointment for Miami, the first place I started to look was Mi Consulado. That's because I thought all appointments in the US were made through this online booking system. I was looking for appointments, never found any, wasted many hours. And then I looked online and found out that Miami actually accepts appointments through email. And when I contacted them via email, I heard back within like 24 hours and got my appointment. So definitely don't waste your time doing what I did. Here's how to make sure you do it right. Start by Googling Mexican consulate and the city name. So for this exercise, I'm just gonna pick a random one. I'm gonna go with Omaha. So Mexican consulate Omaha, and we'll jump onto their website here. So not all consulate sites will look exactly the same, but they will be similar. Just note that they should all have the sre.gov.mx in the URL. That's how you know that it's an official government site. And also note that this site doesn't always translate automatically. If it doesn't translate, you'll just look for something that says Servicios para extranjeros or Visas para extranjeros. Those translate basically to services for foreigners or visas for foreigners. Obviously, if it does translate automatically, then those are the 2 things that you'll look for. Most of the times, the next page will look something like this with tourist visas on top. Obviously, we are not applying for tourist visas, so we can skip that. And what we're looking for here is just contact information for visas. So for Omaha, here it is. It turns out that this is a pretty easy one. They want you to email to make an appointment. But just so you can see, I also had the Houston consulate open, which I know does things a little bit differently. And you'll see that it states, to make an appointment for a visa, call Mi Consulado at 1, that's the country code, 424-309-0009, or go online to citas.sre.gov.mx. The service is completely free. So let's look at one more example. I also have the Boise consulate site open, and here you can see that they use the Calendly appointment system. Now I hope you can see why this tip is so important. If you try calling or emailing a consulate like Boise that doesn't accept appointments that way, you will potentially never hear back from them and just waste your precious time. So with this first tip, you'll know how to contact your consulate the right way. Making an appointment is just one step of the residency process. And believe it or not, there are 4 steps that you have to take before you even consider making an appointment. We go through all the steps of getting your Mexican residency in a free 5-minute cheat sheet that you can download in the video description and in the top pinned comment. This cheat sheet cuts through all of the fluff and tells you everything that you need to know at each stage of the process, all with the goal of helping you get your residency as quickly and stress-free as possible. Taking just 5 minutes to review the key steps to getting residency will make the entire process less overwhelming and will also help you avoid mistakes that could cost you time and money. If that sounds like a fair trade-off, just head to the video description below or that top pinned comment and get your free copy of the cheat sheet. The second tip to make getting the consulate appointment way easier is to do a little research. So right now you might be thinking, you just told us how to make an appointment. Why don't I just go out there and make an appointment? And it is a valid question. But unfortunately, there's a very high chance that when you text the automated system or log in online to make an appointment, there will be no appointments available. Or even when you have a direct email address to contact your consulate, you may still never hear back from them. So now we just want to do a little bit of research to keep you from wasting your precious time. Remember that Mexican consulates right now are super busy, and the recommendation is to look for appointments at the time that they are released. So the golden nugget of information that we're looking for is the appointment release schedule for a particular consulate. This will keep you from, again, wasting tons of time by fumbling through the online chat or the online systems, looking for appointments when there aren't any. So just like with the previous step, you want to start your research at the consulate website. Here, when we look at the St. Paul consulate website, they have this information listed on the same page with the rest of their visa information. And if we jump back to the Boise consulate and pop into their Calendly appointment system, we can scroll down and see that they release their appointments on these dates. Unfortunately, not every consulate is kind enough to make this information easily accessible. So here's what to do when you can't find this information on your consulate's webpage. This Getting Mexican Residency Facebook group is actually my favorite resource for this kind of information. You do have to be logged in to Facebook to use it, but you don't have to join the actual group. So this site is searchable, and let's try it out by searching Appointments Houston. And we see some threads talking about some challenges making an appointment in this particular consulate. So we click into the comments to see everyone's feedback, and here is that golden nugget. Houston opens up appointments on Wednesday mornings. And from the previous tip, we know that the Houston consulate accepts appointments through the WhatsApp chat or the Mi Consulado system, so we know to be ready on Wednesday morning to look for appointments. In transparency, this appointment release schedule or details won't be available for every single consulate in this Facebook group. If that happens to be the case for your consulate, just try to go back to their website and see if they have any general email address that you can try to reach out to. They may not always get back to you, but it's definitely worth trying just to, again, stop wasting your time. And if that all didn't sound overwhelming enough, there is one more kind of element to this that will drive you completely nuts. So we're gonna go back into the Mexican Residency Facebook group and search another consulate, and now we're gonna try Appointments Portland. So the gist of this story here is that it was virtually impossible for this person to communicate with the consulate, and it took over 4 months to get an appointment. Others in the comments section report never hearing back from the Portland consulate at all. And while the Portland consulate might be a little bit of an outlier, it is not entirely rare that you don't hear back from a consulate. They are so extremely busy and potentially understaffed that this does happen. If this happens to be the case for your particular consulate, then the best bet is not to try to bombard them with different contact methods like calling and emailing, whatever. The best thing to do is actually do a little bit of consulate shopping, which we talk about in a separate video. So just for your information, there are consulates out there that accept out-of-area applications, and they are much easier to work with. So instead of just banging your head against the wall, just make it easy on yourself and try to apply to one of these consulates, and it'll again save you so much time. So now that we have those 2 essential tips to make getting your residency appointment so much easier, let's just quickly talk about the 5 different ways to reach out to your consulate. So number 1 is the Calendly online booking system. If your consulate does Calendly, you might think, this is awesome, so easy to just jump in and figure it out. But if we jump back to the Boise website, you'll see that there are no appointments available. So remember to always scroll down to see when the appointments are released, to look for that golden nugget of information, and to make sure that you apply accordingly. So for number 2, if your consulate accepts appointments by email and you also read that they are very responsive, then congratulations, you have won the consulate lottery. So this is what happened to me in Miami. They accept appointments by email. They're also very responsive. So when I did contact them the right way, I heard a response in 24 hours and was able to start the process of making my appointment. Just make sure when you do try to email them that you email them via like the specific visa email address. So a consulate typically has at least 2 email addresses that I'm aware of. One is just like general information and one is specifically for the visas. So if they do accept appointments by email, just make sure you're using the right email address. Now for the booking options 3 through 5, there are some overlaps here. So if the consulate you're applying to has Mi Consulado, the online system, they typically also offer the options to call them or book through the WhatsApp online booking system. That's because all 3 of these are kind of the same Mi Consulado system. So all the results that you'll see by going through any of these will typically be the same. However, if you are given all 3 options, I definitely recommend to not do the Mi Consulado online booking system first. This website is not going to win any awards for ease of use, so definitely try the chat or the phone options. So for the WhatsApp chat, this is kind of what it looks like. So I created a screenshot and I'm just going to read through the steps here because there are so many and I'm not able to memorize it. But this is kind of how it looks. So for the WhatsApp app chats. It's an automated chat, but unfortunately it's all in Spanish. The phone number for this chat is 1 for the country code, then 424-309-0009. And you can just type hello and you'll start getting the prompts. So the first prompt is about the privacy policy, and you can just basically ignore that. And then just type 1 or 2 depending on whether you are in the US or Canada. Remember that Estados Unidos is how you say United States in Spanish. Next, it asks for your zip code. So I put our old Chicago zip code, and then it asks me to confirm. So this confirmation prompt happens throughout. So just remember that 1 is yes to confirm and 2 is no. So immediately I hit a dead end and it states that there is no availability. And that's because I didn't search when Chicago releases appointments, which, if you're interested, is Monday mornings at 11 a.m. local time. So I just changed my mind and selected Texas for this list. I know that most of their consulates use Mi Consulado, so this one makes sense. Then I just selected a random consulate, so Eagle Pass, and it mentioned for this request not to send any images or documents and not to use abbreviations or special characters. So that's what it says right here. Then here is the confirmation prompt again. And then it asks for your name without last names. So as it appears on your birth certificate. So in Hispanic conventions, your name also includes your middle name. So that's what I put in the system. And then it will ask for your paternal last name. So what's a little bit unique here is that it also asks for your maternal last name. For many of us, our maternal last name doesn't show up on our birth certificate. So just type 0. And then confirm your name. And then it keeps going. So the number of your country, so for the US, it's 66. Then it says the state of birth. So I selected Texas, even though that's not true. And then I picked a random county where I was born. So when you're doing this, don't make stuff up, please. I'm just showing you how this works. And then the next prompt is your date of birth. So it's in the year, month, day format. And then correo electrónico means email address, so put that next. And then finally, it gives me the available consular appointments at Eagle Pass, and it's a fail. So the appointment type that you make has to state visa. So everything here, pasaporte, matrícula consular, or INE does not apply to us. So if you follow the tip to look for appointments when they are released, then you should see that visa option. Then just follow the prompts through the visa, find a time that suits your schedule, and you will get a confirmation email to the address you provided. So the fourth option is through phone call. So sometimes a consulate will list kind of a very specific phone number, but usually it's the same exact number as the WhatsApp text that we just went through. You do not have to call through WhatsApp, you just can call them the normal way and it'll go through. So you'll get some of the standard prompts in the very beginning to select 2 for English and then kind of press the different buttons to move on throughout the process, and it's very straightforward. So what's nice about the phone call is that eventually you do get to speak to an actual human. This person speaks English, so that's very nice, but remember that all the information that they have is the same exact information that you would find in the Mi Consulado online system or through the WhatsApp chat. It's all the same information. So at this point, it's really a preference of whether you want to do the online chat in Spanish or talk to an actual human. And finally, for number 5, we have that Mi Consulado online system. So when I tried to navigate it, it wasn't that bad. But again, if you can avoid it, you probably should. But if you're curious, this is kind of what it looks like. So once you do create your account and you move to that page where you have to input your personal information, just note that it is kind of in Spanglish at this point, so you will have to navigate that. And then it is a lot of trial and error of just going through the prompts and seeing what works, and eventually you will get to the page where you can book an appointment. So again, the appointment that you want to look for should state visa, and if it doesn't state visa, don't make an appointment for any of the other options because it just won't work for you. So just one final note, when we were kind of going through this process with Mi Consulado, we did not book any dummy appointments. It's very difficult to cancel your appointment, and we didn't want to clog up the system with appointments that we weren't going to attend, just to show you what it looks like when it does get confirmed. Just remember that you will get the confirmation email to the email address that you provided. So in summary, I promise that being informed and also patient will go a long way to making the residency process much easier and smoother for you And if you are very serious about getting your Mexican residency, remember to look for the 5-minute cheat sheet in the description or that top pinned comments. And if you guys want to watch another video, we made a video about what to expect during the Mexican consulate interview, so you can check that one next. And of course, leave all your questions in the comments. Gracias.